Welcome back to the channel. Today's journey is part of the Feminine Blueprint, where we explore how women build themselves quietly, intentionally, and without urgency. This isn't about starting over. It's about becoming more aligned. Today's transmission: embodiment is not visualization. Here's the truth, the hard truth that you need to hear. Visualization has become a socially acceptable way to avoid execution. You're not stuck because you can't see it yet. You're stuck because you are rehearsing an identity instead of inhabiting one. Embodiment is not imagining the future. It's enforcing behavior before the future confirms you were right. Most people who claim to be, manifesting are actually buffering themselves from discomfort. They are mentally decorating a life they are unwilling to structurally support. That, my dear, ends today. First teachable. Visualization is cognitive. Embodiment is behavioral. Visualization happens in the mind. Embodiment happens in the body, the calendar, and the bank account. You can visualize confidence and still avoid difficult conversations. You can visualize abundance and still make scarcity-based decisions. You can visualize leadership and still wait to be chosen. Visualization is passive unless paired with behavioral congruence. Embodiment begins when your daily actions reflect the identity you claim before you feel ready to be seen or rewarded. If nothing in your life has changed structurally, you're not embodying. You're daydreaming with intention. Second teachable. The body doesn't lie. It actually reveals the truth of your identity. Your body already knows who you are being. It shows up in posture, pacing, tone, sleep patterns, appetite, avoidance behaviors, tolerance for discomfort. Embodiment is not a belief shift. It's a nervous system recalibration. You cannot embody authority while your body is bracing or hesitating or collapsing under pressure. You cannot embody authority while your body is bracing, hesitating, or collapsing under pressure. You cannot embody safety while living in constraint overextension. The body forces the truth long before the mind ever admits it. And if your body is still living in reaction, your identity has not caught up to your vision. Third teachable. Embodiment requires consequence. Visualization does not. Visualization is safe because nothing is at stake. Embodiment introduces consequence. When you embody, you risk rejection, you risk failure, you risk being misunderstood, you risk losing access to people who benefited from your old identity. That's why most people stop at visualization. It gives them the emotional reward without the cost. But identity only stabilizes through consequence. You don't think your way into embodiment, you pay your way into it. Fourth, teachable. Embodiment is deciding before confidence arrives. Confidence is not a prerequisite for embodiment, it's actually a byproduct. Waiting to feel confident is waiting to be externally validated. That's not sovereignty. That is dependence dressed up as patience. Embodiment sounds like, this is how I operate now. This is no longer available to me. This is the standard I enforce. You move first. Confidence moves later. Anyone telling you to wait until it feels aligned is selling you delay. Alignment is revealed after action, not before. Fifth, teachable. Embodiment collapses identities, and that is why it's avoided. Embodiment forces you to let go of the version of you that was protected by potential, the version of you that was admired for resilience, the version of you that could always say, I'm becoming. Once you embody, there is no almost. You are now accountable to your words, your standards, and your consistency. That collapse is comfortable because it removes ambiguity. But ambiguity is where power leaks. Embodiment seals the leaks. 6, teachable. Embodiment is a system, not a mood. Embodiment does not rely on motivation. It relies on systems. And those systems determine how decisions are made, what happens when emotion spikes, what happens when resistance shows up, what happens when validation disappears. If your identity collapses the moment you are tired or stressed or unseen, it was never embodied. It was actually performative. Embodiment is who you are when no one is watching and when nothing is rewarding you yet. This is a feminine blueprint. If you're building with intention, like this video, share it, and follow here on YouTube. Subscribe to stay connected. Explore the Unveil container if you're ready for deeper work. And join me on Substack for extended insight beyond the videos.